All right, what's up, my Tascam 2488 Neo Hippies? I'm Paige Anderson, and I'm here today with a new video. This one's gonna be a podcast episode 1 on exposing the music industry. First things first, I want to let you know what got me to this point, and then we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, we're gonna jump right into it so that you guys will know what I'm talking about, and hopefully, you'll learn something. My channel's small enough that I can say these things and nobody truly will, find me because I'm small. But for those of you who hear this, you're welcome. Now, here we go. First things first, I am a music producer, songwriter, arranger. So from time to time, I get Zoom calls where I'm sitting in the middle of someone who's getting ready to have some people lay some serious cash down so that they can get their product recorded. And typically 2 or 3 songs, ever so often, I'll sell those songs for a nominal price and a little bit of publishing, a little bit of side, a little bit of later money on it. It all depends on what I think about the artist and what I think about what's being sold to me. I don't too much go for, we're going to blow up, but if the business seems correct, and I'll go with it. In this scenario, it's for a young lady and it was like 9 or 10 of us, 4 of which, including me, were music producers and the rest were benefactors. One person, I guess that would be the 11th person, was leading the conversation, and he kept saying, sell records, sell records, sell records. We're going to sell so many records, sell records, sell records. Now, we've gone through what they're going to pay for and what they're going to get for this artist. And not one time did I hear anything about CDs, cassettes, vinyl. I was hearing about studio time. I was hearing about buying and selling songs. I was hearing about everything that's for the new world. I didn't hear anything about the antiquated world where you were selling CDs, cassettes, and LPs. So after 13 more times, I think he said it 50 times, and when it got up to 63, I just stopped because I started counting how many times that was said. So it was maybe way more than 63. I just counted 63 times. And I said, you know what? Hold on. Let's iron this out and let's really talk about what we're selling here so that everybody understands what's going on here so that we can perform better. Which I'm not going to be a part of the whole thing, but I'm there. I'm listening. I can help out. And I said, I gave a little bit of a history. In the old days, which I'm getting ready to give y'all this history. In the old days, when you were selling product for the record company, they were selling cardboard paper, plastic, vinyl, and tape. Right? CDs go under that same line of plastic, but I don't know what that little sheet in the middle that the music was actually on was. So I'm just going to say tape, a type of tape. So you got 6 items that you're selling, and those 6 items are funding the whole industry where you got distribution and manufacturing. People are getting paid, right? Lots of people, because you need a lot of people working in the warehouse to package the products. And then you need a lot of people to work in the warehouse to get those products shipped. All right. You got a whole industry that's running off of whatever is being sold on that vinyl and that tape that needs the cardboard, paper, and plastic, for the, whole presentation. The people who run the music industry, the real people, not the people sitting in the office talking about how great this song is. The people who run the industry knew what they were selling. And for that reason, they didn't care what was on that vinyl, what was on that tape. They didn't care because all they wanted to do was sell the vinyl, cardboard, plastic, tape, and paper. That's it. And that would keep an industry running, and that would keep people getting rich. That's all they cared about. That's all that was cared about. Then we get now, right about 2001, when you could purchase, 2001 to 2005, when you could go in Guitar Center and purchase a copy of Cubase SE for $99, $108 with tax, because I had it, and put that onto your computer and have 48 tracks of audio recording, and I think it was unlimited or 100 tracks of MIDI. You could sit down at your computer that was already at your house and put that on there and record everything, and there were effects that were on there. There were compressors and, soft synths. Look, few soft synths. You could buy some, but typically people had hardware. So you would connect everything, and then you could record your whole project and then drop that onto ADAT or to a DAT tape and go get it manufactured and start selling your music. We had been emancipated from the middleman, which was the studios. For $108, that was almost half of what it cost an hour for the studio that I worked at. I think it was like $250 or something like that. But that was per hour. So for what it cost for half of an hour or almost half of an hour, you had everything that was in that room plus more, depending on how strong your computer was. Then somewhere around the 2010s, distribution went totally digital, which the industry had missed it with the Napster thing. Instead of fighting it, they should have found out how they were doing it so that they could have been ahead of the game, but they weren't. So they missed it because they were still stuck in the antiquated way of doing things. They missed the whole distribution thing because right now anybody should be on Warner Brothers Records, and Warner Brothers Records should be a big, large distribution situation where you can go there, sign up to Warner Brothers Records, and they give an artist, I don't know, 20 grand, and you just start putting your music up there, and they didn't trick you for $20,000. They got all the copyrights and publishing to all your music, but they didn't do it. They missed it. So distribution went away. So there's no more manufacturing need because everything is digital download, and there's no longer distribution need, where you're traveling and putting people to work with, boats and big trucks and stuff, because there's no product that we're warehousing and needing to get to all the different record stores because the record stores are gone. So everything is digital now. And now that everything is digital, people are still saying we're selling records. No, we're streaming recordings with an equivalent to this many streams equals that sale. Okay? That's what you're doing. So right here is where I give you the golden ticket. You are no longer selling records. That antiquated approach is over. There are people who do sell a little vinyl, little cassettes and CDs, but not many. That part of the business has become what digital downloads were in 2001. Now you are selling memberships to streaming applications. Listen to me good. You're selling memberships to streaming applications and time on the application. Now, seeing as there are only so many billions of people on Earth, you're only going to go around so many times with the memberships. So at this point, it's time on the application. Now, I haven't delved very deep into how the time on the application works. Do you go down a rabbit hole? Let's say you started on My Music, and then in the corner, sort of like on YouTube, you see other videos and you click on that video and I share in that person's revenue because via my video, they found yours and then they went down a rabbit hole of all of that. I don't know if that's how the streaming services for pre-recorded music is, but I can tell you that you're selling time on the application. Now, I happened to watch Brand Man a couple weeks ago. I think, yeah, it was a couple weeks ago when I saw it. I didn't see it when it actually came out. And he had Chad Focus on there. This guy spoke about bots. Now, I've had my hands on one of those contracts to read, and I read those contracts. Those people know the applications. They know about the bots. They know about that. And Chad Focus, I was amazed with him because he said it. He said it out his mouth, how the industry actually works. And if you have time, go and check that out. That's how the industry works. But the problem here is this, and this is something that he said, but he didn't say it probably as clean as I'm going to say it. If you are doing this, like what Chad was talking about, you only have so many numbers that you can do before they notice you. If you are floating under the radar, you may not get noticed. But if you are doing it like the major labels do it, for which they know the major labels are doing it, as per Chad's conversation also, alluded to, all right, allegedly. If you are doing this and you're floating under the radar, you may not get busted. You may be able to make a little money and stuff, but you won't have a full-on fan base because bots are not fans. It's sort of like, I cringe to say this because I love Beyonce, but Beyonce has so many hundreds of millions of Instagram and Twitter followers, right? But when she drops music, those hundreds of millions of Twitter followers and Instagram followers don't translate to streams and times on the app in the first week of release. So when they say she sold 30,000 copies, what they're saying is this: enough people equivalent to 30,000 sales went and streamed her music the first week of. So I like Chloe Bailey. Only so many people went and streamed it the week of, even though she has all of this fan base on these other applications. They didn't translate and move over to the new application where she really needed those people. So when you are botting in any place, YouTube, Instagram, anywhere, you are hurting yourself, because if your goal is to be a recording artist that releases pre-recorded music for people to go and listen to, and you are on Instagram and you have 3 million followers and maybe 2.5 million of them are bots, that's not going to translate to streams on the thing that you really want people to be involved with you for. You see what I'm saying? It's sort of like back in the day, you had all of these people on YouTube who now have like 14, 15 million subscribers, but you don't see any more new videos from them, because if they were to drop a video, it would tell a tale of what happened there. You know what I mean? It would say, I don't know, 10, 15,000 people watch when you got 15 million or 1.5 million subscribers, and you only had 15,000 people watch this video. It would tell the truth of who and what your fan base really is. You are selling time on the application and memberships. And I put memberships after time on application because, just like I said, the world is only filled with so many billions of people, and most of the people who've decided to get a certain application already have it. So you're not really selling the membership as much as you're selling time on the application. And time on the application makes for good money for them, because if somebody's sitting on Spotify for 5 or 6 hours, how many ads have popped up in that 5 or 6 hours if they don't have the membership? And if those persons are listening to your music most of that time, then they may end up getting a membership so that they could stop with the ads. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how that works for you, but I'm just saying right now, you need to know that we are no longer selling physical goods. And stop saying that you're selling anything. You are inviting people to go and spend time on a streaming application. So at this point, what you should be doing is on your YouTube, if you are a musician, mention the streaming applications that your music's on. So if you're using DistroKid or TuneCore, which I have no affiliation with either one of those cats. Of course, I do have a DistroKid. I don't have a affiliate marketing thing with either one of those applications. But I can tell you this. If you are using those two applications, go and look and see where they are distributing your music to, what applications they're putting your music on. And when you are on your YouTube talking to people, tell them what applications you are on. Leave it in your description so that they know what applications you're on. If you are on Facebook, then by all means, write down all of those applications in your description so that when you say, hey, I'm dropping music, this is where you can go listen to it down here, and pick a couple that you know may be struggling, not getting a whole lot of people signing up for memberships, and tell them exactly how much it costs and all of that, so that maybe that might work out for you. That company might say, hey, this person brought us 10,000 members. Let's, partner with them some kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I wrote a song maybe 20 years ago about fame. It was called Fame. Today's time is about fame. It's about who's got the best game. All right. You need to be realizing the realism of the reality. Took that one from left eye. You need to realize what you're doing now. You're not selling music. That was always a joke. I had friends who were, behind the scenes in the dark corner behind scenes who explained this to me years ago. And, I kind of miss that friend, because now that I've grown older and I've been able to look for real, I realized that everything he said was the truth. But, remember, it was never about the music. It's always been about knowing what you're selling. If you cannot sell anything, you can't really truly get on, for which you shouldn't even be worried about getting onto the plantation. But if that is a part of what you want, if you want to be on the plantation selling, for them, then definitely understand what you're selling so that you can do it better. I have a statement that I say all the time. You guys are going to hear this as we go. Know who you're fucking with, so you can fuck with them better. And that works both ways. That works negatively and positively. If you know who you're fucking with, you can fuck with them better. All right? That's the reason why you'll never find your man mad. I'm never angry at anybody. The other day, my wife said, you got a pissy attitude about something. It's like, not me. And then she had to correct herself because when I know who I'm fucking with, I can fuck with you better. That's negative or positive. You know what I'm saying? And in many cases, fucking with you better just might be not being available. Sort of like Sly Stone. If you want me to stay, I'll be around today, available for you to see. You know what I'm saying? But I'm about to go. I learned a lot from the messages that were in the music, and they weren't always plain, and they weren't always blunt in your face. Sometimes it was just a little piece, and that's all you needed. Like in Mike's song where he says, too high to get over, too low to get under. You're stuck in the middle, which means that you ain't going to get over it. And you're not going to get under it. You got to go through it. And the rest of the song is about whatever the hell the rest of the song is. But there was messages in the music back then. You got to understand. Once you know what you're doing, you can always do it better. Okay? If you don't cuss, then know what you're doing so you can do it better. And that works negatively and positively. All right? You guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next one. And the next one is going to be about the fraternal issues within the music industry. And that's where we're talking about casting couches and all of that stuff. Because really, all that is some kind of freak's mindset that I had to do something, so you have to do something. But I'll get into that on the next one. Y'all have a good one and see you later. Bye-bye.